Hello, welcome to the Bronze Age Monsters bonus show. This is a show we make every week for our loyal patrons. We talk about a devil movie, we talk about stuff that we've done during the week. This was a great movie we watched this week on our watch along. We watched Simon, King of the Witches, directed by Bruce Kessler. That's from 1971. I was sad I missed the watch along for this one. I was busy, and Alicia and I watched it like a couple nights later, and I was just like, damn, this would have been really fun to watch with a bunch of people.
Yeah, we had a small group, but it was a good group. Should we just go out of the gate and just I was bowled over by how much I liked it.
I loved this film.
Utterly charmed by this movie.
Me too. It's so good. So yeah, it stars
Andrew Prine.
Andrew Prine, yeah.
Which I didn't know a ton about. I mean, I knew his face and I knew him, but like
I knew his face, but I didn't know from what.
Okay. So when I was a kid, maybe you've seen this one, like there was like a direct to video, or maybe it did like drive-ins, but this movie called The Eliminators, and it had it was like a ninja, like Denise Crosby, the son of like the R.J. Reynolds, like Tobacco Empire, played a mandroid. He's a robot, and his body goes on like a tank body, and they have this like mission. Like, you never seen Eliminators?
This is not real. This can't be real.
But Andrew Prine is like the leader of this ragtag outfit. He's like this like Han Solo type of character. That's like, you know, he's a mercenary. He's just in it for the money. You know, the Denise Crosby's character is like the one that has a vested interest. She's like, I need a team to take me into the jungle and do this thing. And there's again a ninja and a mandroid. Yeah, you gotta see Eliminators. But that's the only thing I'd ever seen him in my life before this.
Oh, but he's so charming. He's charming in a way. I don't know. It was weird. God, I can't remember. Who's the guy that played? Who was in? Fuck. who's in Twin Peaks? Who's the Frenchman? Who was the actor that played Jacques? Not Jacques. Jean Reno, the actor who played him.
Yeah,
who was in that was in that show in the 70s. And then strangely enough, I got a little bit of Mitchell in this, a little bit of Jodan Baker, just in the weird, like kind of strangely sweaty 70s charm.
Okay. Michael Parks is the actor you're thinking of.
Michael Parks, yes.
Yeah, I spent a lot of mental time just trying to figure out like why I love Andrew Prine's performance in this so much, and like what it reminded me of. I don't know if I had the same touch points you did, but let's just, okay, first of all, it's on Tubi. You can watch it for free. I can't recommend checking this out enough. It was weird. I was like on the Wikipedia page looking at it, and it's like reading reviews, and people are giving it 1 star to 5 and saying like it's funny when it without meaning to be, and blah blah. And I'm like, it tries to be serious and feel like an expose, but it fails miserably. I'm like, I did not watch the same.
That's movie. Not even the same film.
This to me had darkly comic notes throughout the whole thing, except for the final act. It seemed like a satire, like a satire of like posh like society people. Like, this guy is a magician. He practices magic. He's a warlock, and his downfall essentially is being pulled into. He meets a male prostitute, and he gets pulled into this wealthy life of people who want to exploit him and see him as a novelty and whatever. And these dominoes start falling after this happens. But I mean, there's just tons of funny shit in here that's fucking jokes.
Yeah, they're actual jokes. This is a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's a great comedy. And yeah, I love his sidekick, the hustler sidekick that he runs into, Turk, who is like a limo driver. I mean,
Peter Noon meets Bobby Brady.
He does. He looks very young, and yeah, the few times like I think a couple of their interactions. Well, Simon lives in the sewer. Number one,
Storm drain of the LA
yes,
sewers.
yes. So, and I think the first time that Turk comes to him is just like, hey, I want a love potion. I really want to make it with this gal, but her husband and
One of his clients' wives.
yeah, one of his clients' wives. Yeah, and he's like, I need a love potion, and Simon's like, well, you got to jerk off for me.
He needs a fluvium.
He needs a fluvium,
which
and
is the love energy.
Yeah, and I love Turk's like, do you have some pictures?
Do you have a magazine?
Do you have a magazine? I was like, that's a funny fucking
his
joke.
first thing is like, he's all dismayed looking, and Simon's like, what's wrong? He's like, it's kind of cold in here.
Yeah, it's really funny.
And he was like, well, then think about, all of the loving whatever you're going to experience when this potion works, whatever. And he's like, do you have a magazine?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's
and
fucking
funny.
hilarious. When Turk gets him in to see a Wiccan ritual, to kind of just, I don't know why they did that. There's a bunch of, this is very episodic, by the way. There is a main plot, but it's very episodic in like a novel kind of sense, like of just like encounters with the people of LA. But he goes to this Wiccan ritual, and there's this woman laid out naked, but she has this like leather triangular thing over her pubic hair, and Turk's kind of looking at her, and he's like dressed up like a chauffeur, and he like tries to pick up the thing and look at her genitals, and she's like, please don't touch me, I'm a religious object.
It's such a good line.
We were all busting up laughing. This movie's hilarious and super fun.
Oh my
Andrew
God,
Prine's performance, like he is haughty and aloof and superior, but without being like disdainful of people. He's oddly relatable. He's charming. I completely fell under his spell. He felt like a character in, like Rockford Files or Kolchak or something. Any 70s thing where it's like, I just love the character. I don't care what the story is. I love the actor and his characterization.
It felt like it would have been an amazing TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so entertaining, and I had a lot of lines that stuck with me. Well, his basic goal. I mean, he's doing all this shit, but his basic goal. I mean, it's not basic at all. He wants to become a god.
Yeah, essentially,
he wants to like find these rituals and get enough power. He basically is trying to supercharge a metal rod, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With the sex magic.
It's like etheric energy. Yeah.
Yep. Supercharge this metal rod. And oh my God. Yeah, it's so funny. And he does this thing where he has a dagger and makes like a figure 8, and it's like magnetic, electric. And yeah, I had that in my head. And he does the thing
with the elements. Fire, air, water, earth, fire, air. I loved all of man. Also, the music is by Stu Phillips, who has done a ton of music, but he did one of my all-time favorite movies, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. The soundtrack is playful, super varied. Apparently, it's never been released. Like it's got like Lalo Schifrin, like cool fucking breakbeat weird shit where it's like, oh my God, if a hip hop artist sampled this, they'd go fucking nuts with it. And it's got weird like Eastern things and just different themes, and it's just playful and all over the place. I didn't find anything I disliked about it. The only thing that I found disconcerting was how dark it got in the last act. Like the last
it got very dark.
Third, it gets really fucking dark and takes this major turn from this playful, I'm a warlock in posh LA party world, out of my element.
Conning people. Yeah.
Yeah. Into, well, is he though? I mean, he's actually practicing magic.
He is actually practicing magic.
That's the thing. He's not a con. He's kind of like manipulating people and like making a living from them, but he's still a practicing warlock.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely is. But he sells them trinkets and stuff.
Yeah. His first, I love that opening sequence when he meets Turk, the hustler, who says, basically, if you're hungry, this guy Hercules throws these fabulous parties. They're catered, tons of free food. And so he's living in a storm drain in LA. So he's like, yeah, I'll go. And Hercules, the posh host of this party, is like, oh, we have a real life witch here, And so so he starts selling like wares essentially to just kind of
Yeah.
make some money because he's fucking poor.
Yeah.
So this whole thing kind of unwinds as they start challenging him, like, well, this guy stiffed you on your services, so get revenge. He's like, well, if you want me to get revenge, there's a price to pay. Magic is sympathetic magic. So if you want me to kill this guy for revenge, then I have to weigh half that weight and you have to carry half that weight. Like there's no free fucking ticket. Like if you punish somebody, you carry that weight. And as he meets more and more people, he gets more and more grounded in this world of rich and influential people. And that's where his downfall comes in. Because all he wanted to do, like you said, was charge this element and cross through a mirror into ascend into the magic realm and become a god. And the means through which he did that were achieved by meeting these rich people, but they also brought him down and killed him.
They did, and there's kind of his ascent or trying to ascend in the last third of the movie. There's a really great psychedelic sequence, which is basically just like, let's try and do 2001.
It's 2001.
It's just 2001.
It's the magic realm.
It's the same. It's so great. I
had zero complaints about that. I'm like, yeah,
it was awesome.
2001. Do it. Keep going.
Great. I love it. Yeah, that made me happy too, because that part's kind of dark, and that whole part of the film that you said the last third is a little dark. So I liked that, to where I'm like, oh, you guys are cute. Look at you doing 2001. How neat.
Yeah. The first couple acts though, with just him and Turk and him mixing it up with these people, and
fucking awesome,
is so charming, and
it's really good.
It doesn't mean that I didn't like the last third. It's just it does take a tonal shift and become a very different film. But one of the things I was reading about was kind of saying, like, I don't know how scary it is as a horror film, but it's a great like social artifact. Like, again, I don't think this was meant to be a horror film. I think people are not like just not watching it right. Like, this is people that are contemporary and are modern. So like, it's both generations. Like, I don't know, it's not scary.
It's weird.
Like,
I don't get it.
It's not a horror movie, so not really a miss, is it? If it's not a horror movie, it's not scary. I will mention this was based on a novel by a writer called Baldwin Hills, which was published by the what was the publisher that Jason Atomic talked to us about? The New English Library, I believe is the name of it.
Okay.
So they published some comics and they published a lot of pulps, and so this was a pulp novel that was published in I think same year, like 70 or 71, before the film was made. And actually, our previous guest, Jason Atomic, when he saw that we were posting about this, said, very charming, fun film. Don't read the book. It's not good. And I poked around, and that is universally the opinion that apparently the book's really sleazy, which is not a surprise. It was a pulp publisher, but it's just casually racist, like a lot of books were at that time and from England, and or, whatever. It was just it's very sleazy and exploitative, and not in like a fun way. Like
that sucks.
It's just gross, essentially. But I love that somebody read that and decided to make the film they made, because it's very American, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm sure you can make a British equivalent to it with London Society, but like this was just super charming. It opens with him addressing the camera and just like saying, like, my name's Simon, and I'm a warlock. I live in the storm drains of LA sewers. When it rains, most people go inside their house. When it rains here, I go outside because he doesn't want to drown in the storm drains. It was so charming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enthusiastically too close up on this.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. I loved it. Alicia loved it. Yeah, we were blown away by how cool it was.
Yeah. So I was, again, not very familiar with Andrew Prine. So we watched it with one of our PAC members, and he said, if you recall, Andrew Prine was in Kolchak the Night Stalker episode, the Trevi Collection, I think is what it called. No, it was called Demon and Lace. And so we watched that afterwards as a little kind of nightcap to the to the evening, and it was great also. So if you haven't seen Kolchak the Night Stalker, shame on you. Correct that.
Right.
ASAP. Watch the 2 TV movies, but the series is charming in its own way, but a much lesser product. But watch Demon Lace. It was great to see him in a different role, and we got really into Andrew Prime. We did kind of a dive. Like Renee wants to watch some CSI episode he was on, or a couple episodes he was on from like 2004. I'm like, we're watching CSI now. Okay.
Jeez.
So Andrew Prine died Halloween last year.
Okay.
In France. He was staying in France, and I think he died. I'm not sure if he died of a known illness or if it was sudden or not. I forgot. But all props to him, man. He knocked it out of the park.
God, yeah, he's just so charming and sleazy and strong and aloof. It's a perfect combination.
Yep.
Rocking little scarves and ascots and shit. Yep. It's just looking great.
Yeah. He's the big dog that me as a little dog will be bouncing around going, we're cool, right? We're cool, right? We're doing cool stuff. We're gonna do magic stuff now. Are we doing magic? What are we doing now?
Okay. I have to get my die. I see it right above me.
I rolled.
Oh. So you roll this one.
I already rolled.
You already rolled. That's right.
On the last movie.
Yeah.
Vector.
Very cool.
All right, so let's do a roll here. We got 2. Messiah of Evil. Nice.
I was shocked. Again, we did not go into double jeopardy. Like,
what the hell?
Straight away. So I rolled Messiah of Evil, which is 2 on the list. So 3, we've been trying for 3 all season. Race with the Devil. I rolled a 2 straight away. Messiah of Evil, also released under the name of Dead People, is from 1974. It's a kind of Lovecraftian coastal horror film that I saw about 20 years ago and stuck with me. It's definitely memorable, and it's got a very weird, cool vibe that I recommend. The only actors I know from it were Royal Dano and Dano. I don't know how you say their name, that family name, and Elijah Cook Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got some definite Lovecraftian vibes to it. Also has kind of vibes of that early 80s horror movie called Dead and Buried, if people have seen that. That same kind of thing, that just coastal vibe where like things are off and wrong, and it's very dreamlike and strange. I think it might not be a perfect fit for the season, but it's a good movie to watch. So
nice.
I'm excited for it. And then we're going to watch that, and then Jacob's going to roll for the remaining films. And then regardless of what he rolls and we watch, we will be watching Race with the Devil after the finale at some point.
Yes.
Between seasons or whatever.
Yeah, we normally take a month off or so, and so I know we'll wanna at least do one watch long in that period.
Yeah, I have to do an exorcism after this season, so
yeah,
they said it could take 3 or 4 weeks. They don't know. Depends on how bad it is.
But yeah, so on our next bonus show, we will be talking about what are the 2 titles?
So Messiah of Evil was the original title. It says released later under the title of Dead People.
Dead People. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next bonus show, we're going to be talking about Messiah of Evil or Dead People. And we're also going to be talking about Ramblin' Rod. I know we talked about that at the end of last bonus show, but we want to make sure we got all of our stuff together. And we're going to do it next time. And that'll be something that we'll close out the last bonus show of the season with, which makes sense because Matt and I care very deeply about Ramblin' Rod. So we want to get his story right.
Yes. Very important character in my childhood.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, that's the bonus show. And so until we meet again, hail Satan.
Hail the Satans. Did I mention that's a bonus show?
You did.
Did I mention that?
Did I mention that?